welcome back to the farm. Today I have a really special recipe for you. We are going to make old-fashioned peanut butter cookies. This is a recipe that is literally the easiest cookie recipe that I've ever made, and yet it's the recipe my kids ask for over and over and over. It's only 3 simple ingredients and it's naturally gluten-free, and in fact you can make this whole recipe start to finish in about 20 minutes. It's that simple. So let's start making it. You're going to need 3 ingredients. You're going to need peanut butter, you're going to need 1 egg, and 1 cup of sugar. That's it. These are an old-timey recipe, and I first found out about these when my father-in-law told me that his mother used to make some sort of peanut butter cookie that didn't have flour in it, and he had such fond memories of those cookies. And he asked me if I could potentially track down a recipe for it. I have lots of cookbooks. And so I said, sure, and I started doing some research, and I found this recipe, and I tried it, and he tasted them. He said, those are exactly like what my mom used to make when I was a little boy. So this has been a winner ever since. And now I make it for my kids, and it feels like a little bit of family history, you know, like their great-grandma made these, and now I'm making them, and hopefully one day they'll make them too for their kids. So we're adding 1 cup of peanut butter to this bowl. And this recipe is one you can easily double or even triple. So if you wanted to make more cookies, you could just do 2 cups of peanut butter and 2 cups of sugar. But we're going to make a small batch today because we're doing lots of Christmas baking lately. We're going to add 1 cup of sugar to our 1 cup of peanut butter. And then our only wet ingredient is 1 egg. Remember, we always crack a farm fresh egg in a separate bowl just to be safe. There we go. And we're going to add it right to the bowl. Now you'll notice I'm not using a mixer or anything fancy for this. I'm going to mix this with a spoon by hand. It's that simple. And all we're looking for is for this to come together into a loose cookie dough. And if you find that it is too runny, you can add a little more sugar. And it really depends on your egg size. Sometimes if you've got a big egg, like my big fresh chicken eggs, it'll end up needing a little more sugar. I'm going to add maybe another 1/3 of a cup to firm it up a little more. But this is a recipe that you can just play around with. It's peanut butter, egg, and sugar. That's literally it. And it makes the best little cookie. All right, so we've got our dough mixed. Now, like any other cookie dough, we're going to stick this in the fridge to chill for at least 30 minutes. Cookie dough just works better, it bakes better if you chill it first. So we're going to give this a quick chill, and then I'll bring you back and I'll show you how to put these on your cookie sheet. Our peanut butter cookie dough has finished chilling in the refrigerator, and now we're going to start putting it on our baking sheet. So I've lined the baking sheet with parchment paper to keep these from sticking. And we are going to just do, just like normal cookies, we're going to scoop out in balls and give it a good roll between your hands. Make sure it's good and uniform. And then just lay them out on your parchment paper. Now, these are not going to spread like a traditional cookie because there's no flour in them. So I'm going to show you here in a minute. We're going to use a fork. We're going to kind of pat these down. This is the old-timey way to make peanut butter cookies. And we're going to just stick to what works. And it kind of is like a sentimental look to it too. You get the little crosshatch from the fork. You'll see in a minute. So the first step is just to make your little balls. And I can tell from the peanut butter dough being in the refrigerator, it's much, much firmer than it was before. It was certainly a little bit loose. And that can happen. If you ever make this recipe and you chill it and you find your dough is still too loose and it's not coming together into neat little balls, go ahead and just add like 1/3 of a cup of sugar at a time and start working it in until you get a good firm dough. This is more of a method than an exact recipe, and you can certainly play around with it. I also wanted to mention, if you want to get real wild and crazy with this, you could swap out the peanut butter. And I used smooth peanut butter, but you could use crunchy if you want some crunch in these. You could also use Nutella, like some hazelnut spread. That would be so good. It would give it more of like a chocolate taste. You could even mix in some chocolate chips and have peanut butter chocolate chip cookies. There are just endless possibilities with this. You could make it with almond butter instead of peanut butter if you don't do peanuts, or cashew butter. The sky's the limit with this, really. And it's just 3 ingredients. Can you believe it? Sugar, egg, and peanut butter. And that's it. All right, so here's our last little ball. And this recipe makes just enough for about 1 pan of cookies, which is perfect amount. And now we're gonna mash these down. So you need a fork for this. And all you're gonna do is mash the balls down, okay? So if your fork gets a little sticky, you can certainly spray it with a little bit of nonstick spray or something. But you mash one way, and then we're going to turn our fork and mash the other way. And that's going to create a beautiful crosshatch. Here, let me show you. So I've gone one way here. Now I'm going to go the other. And we're mashing our cookies down flat with this, but we're also giving them a nice little design. And they're not going to spread, remember, with no flour. So this is the size they will be. You just very gently go in and mash. And look how pretty they are. It makes like this nice little crosshatch pattern. And these are just like Grandma used to make them, old-timey peanut butter cookies. Once you've got them all pressed out like this, we're going to put these in a 350-degree oven for exactly 10 minutes. They're going to look a little gooey when they come out. They're going to look a little underbaked. That's normal. Just pull them out anyway and let them cool, and they will be perfect, I promise. 10 minutes is the perfect amount of time for these peanut butter cookies. These are all ready to go in the oven now, 350 degrees for exactly 10 minutes. I'll bring you back when they're finished, and we'll give them a try together, and you can see what the final result looks like. Our peanut butter cookies have finally come out of the oven. Everybody's been waiting, excited to taste them. I wanted to show you, this pan is still really hot, and the cookies are still very, very soft. Just a reminder, it's normal for them to look a little underdone when you pull them out of the oven. But you want to let them sit and cool, and as they cool, they're going to firm up. And then they'll look like this. Beautiful little sugar cookies. They're thin, and honestly, probably the most delicious cookie you'll ever eat with only 3 ingredients. I mean, it doesn't get any simpler than that. Tastes just like a grandma cookie. The best kind of cookie there is. Thanks for hanging out with me in the kitchen today. This has been a lot of fun. I hope you'll come back again. We'll do more recipes together soon and continue to enjoy life together on the farm.